Because if you have to overthink how you're going to say hi or how you're going to like your tone of voice or like really small things, it defeats the purpose of posting content and of even showing up in this space if you have to completely alter your personality, your mannerisms, if that's not who you truly are. Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Carmen. I make fashion-forward videos for women building a brand, a business, a creative career, or just themselves. If that sounds like you, you're in the right place. Please subscribe and follow me on my socials below where I post more behind-the-scenes footage. Okay, let's get into the video. I wanted to come on here and talk about my journey with just dying to perfectionism when it comes to showing up online for my brand. I started my content creator journey about 2 months ago, and really taking social media seriously, posting, marketing my brand, showing my skills as far as sewing and designing and makeup, like really everything that I love. And social media is the perfect place to do it, right? But there is this evil demon, like this part of me where, it's definitely like the type A perfectionism, like control freak in me, that is like everything that I put out is not good enough, doesn't feel good enough, I'm not good enough. And I want to talk about this because it's definitely twofold, especially if you're a business owner and you're just posting online like as a personal brand. Because on the business side, first developing my products for my swimwear brand, it was like so hard. I just remember feeling so frustrated. It took me like months, maybe even like a solid year, finalizing some of those styles because it just, is this really me? Does this reflect me? Will people like this? Is this really good enough? Like, um, all of those thoughts that business owners have anyway is like, I don't know, I feel like it was just so overwhelming for me in the beginning because I care so much and I want to put out my best work. And it's like this fear of, if I don't do this right the first time, I can't go back and change. Because say like I do put out my first collection, my first styles, and maybe I do want to like change my brand a bit. Maybe I do want to change, how like the direction of my brand, period. I can do that, but in like my perfectionist mind, it's like, no, if I don't do it this way from the beginning, people aren't going to take it seriously. It's not going to come out right. It's not going to look right. Sigh. But and then there's like on the personal brand side, which is like posting content online, like my skin. Like I've had a long journey with like acne and like, confidence in dealing with my skin. So it's like, like if I post like with my skin not perfect or you can see texture, like, will people engage even if my content is good? Or, am I as funny as I think that I am? Or like, there's so much. If you're an overthinker, creating content can just be hell. It can just be super hard, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it or that you can't do it. I think even more so that you should do it because it challenges you to be more of yourself and to increase your confidence in who you are and what you offer these platforms. Like I, in the beginning, struggled a lot with TikTok, for example. That was like what I thought would be like my main social media page because TikTok is so fun. If you're not on TikTok, it's probably a good thing because it can be so distracting and time consuming. But I'm like, this is great because there's so many niches. Like everyone can offer like a different thing and still create a following and still make money from the app if that's what you desire. And I'm like, great, well, like me too, like why not me? But then just, and I don't want to get too much into the like politics of TikTok, but it's just like it felt like, okay, well, if I post like a raw video, like no effort, like it would do way better than a video where it took me months, took me weeks to build. Because it's like if it was like a sewing video, that meant that I had to take time from like my full-time job, from like working on my business part-time, and sew and then filming and then styling and then editing and then shooting, and that takes forever. I think what I'm learning as a creative woman, a creative person, that likes posting content, that wants to grow on social media, but struggles so deeply with like overthinking, I think is really the main issue here, is to just keep going, and the more that you post and the more that you create and just do the thing, honestly, in my experience, the lower you feel self-conscious or like overthink, because the more that you're used to doing it and the more that you're just like, hey, like this is me, and the more that you see people do still engage, people do still interact with your content, like even if you think like, okay, well, like I had a pimple here, or oh, well, there was a stain on my shirt, or like my house is a mess, and people can see the boxes in the back, in the backdrop, but um yeah, and it gives you confidence. And not saying like we should like draw our confidence from people, like definitely not. And the internet can be a very dangerous and just evil place, period. But even with all of that, we can still be ourselves, post online, show up, and people can still hop on board. You can still make an impact online in showcasing your art, your talent, your services, your skills, and not be perfect. And I think also the beauty of posting consistently is that obviously you do get better as you post. Starting YouTube, my first few videos I would consider like, okay, a mess. Like, like, I was learning. It's a learning thing, and I'm still learning. Hopefully in years time, my content will be like even better than this video that I'm filming right now. And it'll be the same for you. It's just a matter of being consistent and moving past those thoughts that say, oh, I need to post content like this girl, like I need to look like this girl, I need to act like this to make a difference, to have people engage with my content, which is not the case. Because honestly, like people can find you engaging in really any stage of your social media journey. It's just the more that you post and you stay focused on what you want to put out is where I think like the magic happens, and where you can really build confidence and a clear voice. So don't let your perfectionism get in the way from your goals. Don't let perfectionism get in the way from posting content and doing what you want to do, doing what you've dreamed of doing. Don't let not having the aesthetic apartment or the aesthetic look, or maybe you're not happy with your weight, your skin, your hair, whatever. Don't let those things get in the way from you starting. No one's perfect. Even the most perfectly curated social media pages, forget those. Like, it doesn't even matter. Focus on what you offer, your talent, and who you are, period. And another thing that I think is also good for just getting over perfectionism when posting content or starting your creative journey is to diversify your platforms. Like, I think what made me so frustrated in the beginning was I was putting all my eggs in TikTok basket, if you will. And for me, and in the kind of content I wanted to put out, it's just like it just wasn't really doing much for me. It made more sense for me to try YouTube. That is another suggestion. There is an audience out there for you. There are people that will be drawn to your voice, your aesthetic. If you do want to have a curated aesthetic, to your talents, to your experience, like it's out there. It's just a matter of finding it and just trial and error. And then another thing that about this perfectionism topic and overthinking is that it's okay to post bad content also. I feel like it's okay to start off. It's okay that every video doesn't hit. It's okay that everything you do isn't perfect. And I think like just the nature of these social media platforms alone, that will humble you in itself, especially TikTok. But even for YouTube, like I think a lot of us who struggle with perfectionism is that we also want like an overnight success. Like we want to be uber successful straight out the gate, which again is wonderful, but that's not how life works for most of us. And that's okay. Our minds, we are hyper focused on what we're doing wrong as far as posting, when really it is just like we need more time. We need to be more consistent. We need to just, refine our skills in like small areas, and not because our content's a mess. To beat perfectionism also means to like realize that this social media content creator journey is a journey. Like there's highs and lows. No one is really an overnight success. I might make a part 2 as I go along, and if I have more thoughts. If this video resonated, please subscribe, like, share, comment, turn bell notifications on. Again, follow my business Instagram at Carmina Swim. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Playboy Carmi. Bye, and see you in the next video.